promised, cloud broker has promised, whether they are able to keep that promise or not. If that they are not up to there is a breach of the service level agreement, that case you can charge or penalize the cloud broker. At the same time, when you will get penalized, the cloud broker will approach the cloud service provider that, okay, so I had made this service level agreement with this cloud service provider, and I have been penalized by my client or the cloud consumer. Now I am going to penalize you. So there is no direct connection between the cloud consumer and the cloud service provider. So the connection will be through the cloud broker only. So because you have paid the money to the cloud broker, not the cloud service provider. Cloud broker is making one budget. With that, they are taking that what type of cloud service provider is best for me. Based on this, I am creating my entire application. Is it clear to you, student? The cloud arbitrage, aggregation, and intermediator.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो लास्ट डे भी मैंने डिस्कस किया था, पर आप लोग अभी भी तुम लोग बोल नहीं पा रहे हो. Okay, so next cloud provider. What are the functions of the cloud provider? So cloud provider function is service deployment, service orchestration, cloud service management, I see. So service deployment means whatever the services you want, first it will check that where in which data center I should give you the services, and at the time of giving you the services, it will check that whether you need one system. On top of this, I will give you all the infrastructure, means how much RAM you require, how much processor you require, and everything. Or I should give multiple numbers of systems to you, okay, for your work. And the cloud service and that is also being approved by the cloud service orchestration. Cloud service orchestration is basically the authorizer who will give you the authorization for the service deployment or for the security or the cloud service management and everything. Okay. Now the service management will check that you are taking multiple number of services. Suppose if I take the example of AWS, you are taking multiple number of services from AWS, like you are taking AWS RDS, you are taking SageMaker, then you are taking the service of what should I say, Kinesis. So in this way you are taking multiple number of services. Okay, fine. Now whether the data flow from the RDS, because whatever SageMaker, Kinesis or CloudFront, whatever services you are using, whether the data is storing at the RDS or the data is being stored in the S3, or data is being stored in EFS, or data is being stored in Glacier, and so which data is stored at where. And in case of Kinesis, the data suppose is being stored at S3 and EFS, like this. So it is just checking that whether the data flow is seamless from one services to another services or not. So this is the main job of the cloud service management. and privacy is being given to you through the IAM platform, that is integrated access management. That if multiple number of users are present in your company, that case whom should be given what type of privilege, whom should be given what access they should not be given. So all those decision has been taken through IAM role. Even whenever you people are using our $100 credit voucher, you are also using it as an IAM role. Some administrator is there who is the administrator or overall administrator of your AWS Educate. That is why you might perhaps have seen that if I want to go for a particular services, immediately it is telling that this service you are not being authorized. Why? Because your IAM role is being set like this only. आप लोग देखे थे ना, हम लोग जब इसका काम कर रहे थे वर्डप्रेस का एक असाइनमेंट कराने गए थे. दैट टाइम दे आर डिनाइंग अस टू गिव द सर्विसेज in some machine. Whenever we try to do the assignment for your AWS Elastic Beanstalk, that time also we have been barred for using that services. नवज्योति कुछ दिन पहले सेज मेकर का कुछ सर्विस का यूज करने गया था, उसको रोक दिया. इज इट ट्रू और नॉट? यू हैव फेस दिस और नॉट? आप लोग देखे थे ना, आप लोग यूज नहीं कर पा रहे थे. So why? Because your IAM policy has been set like this. So आप लोग अगर चाहोगे भी आप लोगों को वो यूज करने नहीं देगा. So that is actually main features of your privacy. And what is security? Security is that your firewall, your AWS service firewall will be set like that nobody will be allowed to enter into your system. Okay, so these are the main job of cloud service provider. कोई क्वेश्चन है तो बताओ.
सर आपका स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं दिख रहा.
हाँ, वो स्क्रीन डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था. आई एम ट्राइंग टू reconnect again.
Yes.
By this time, if you have any question, you can ask me. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप लोग पूछ सकते हो मुझे. Tomorrow also I will take the class at 5 o'clock only, because right now the university induction program is going on. So I am a little bit busy in that induction program. That is why I had to shift the classes. So for a few days you have to bear this off. So I request your cooperation on this.
Hello, sir.
बोलो.
As we know that cloud is highly scalable, you can scale resources, scale storage to a very large extent. So how do we know, or is it necessary to have a on-premise server setup or something like that? Like, how do we know that when do we need a physical?
Even I'm telling you, on-premise server you can create your if you are not being able to create your on-premise server setting, you can go for the on-site server setting. That is true. Even for the private cloud also, sometimes what happens that मैं तो इतना कुछ बोल दिया कि SBI का अपना private cloud है. SBI का सच में ही एक private cloud है. But the thing is that can SBI afford to create such kind of infrastructure? प्राइवेट क्लाउड के लिए कितना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहिए आप लोगों को पता है? आप लोगों को वो वीडियो दिखाए थे क्या नेक्स्ट जेन डेटा सेंटर का, या फेसबुक का जो डेटा सेंटर है उसका वीडियो आप लोगों को दिखाया?
यस सर, दिखाया था.
क्या था आप लोगों ने देखा उसका स्ट्रक्चर कैसा होता है? There are so many spaces are there, so there should be a very good air ventilation, even there should be backup power generator, and there should be huge, it should be at least 10 to 20 meters above the sea level, so that it can resist the earthquake. Now, is a banking company, a banking side, can they afford to create such kind of data center? Now, that case, what they do, that they pay the money to the cloud service provider. The cloud service provider will create a private cloud on their premises or at the SBI premises, and they will take care of everything. Now, on-site private cloud means, in the suppose if they take the private cloud from AWS, what AWS will do, that AWS का जो data center है उसमें से एक portion they will physically separate it for the SBI. The entire data center will be separated from their actual data center, so that the SBI data center should not be in any way physically or logically should be connected with the main data center. So that is actually called on-premise private cloud. Private cloud, it is not like that always it will be in the customer's premises. Private cloud can be done in the cloud service provider premises also. I will go into it. Harshit, तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन क्या यही था? ऐसा कुछ था, यही था ना? Okay. So I will come to the point actually. तुमने ये क्वेश्चन पूछ के अच्छा, I will come to that. Now it came, no? Okay, fine. So don't worry, I will come to that point. Okay, so in one word, what are the job of the cloud auditor and the cloud broker? Oh, it is not visible. Yeah, now it is visible. So a cloud auditor is the team please write it down, that can perform audits or performs to verify to standards through review of objective evidence. A cloud auditor audit the cloud service provider security control, whether their security control is strong enough or not, privacy impact and performance. See impact and performance. So the auditor's main job is to check that the what is the SLA objective, service level agreement objective, whether that objective has been as per the conformance of what has been written, whether the cloud service provider and the cloud consumer also, even the cloud broker also have maintained that conformance or not, or if there is any breach, that case what kind of breach is there, and they try to review and get solve all of those things. Now, if they cannot solve this thing, solve those options, that case they will suggest that this kind of, as per the CCRA architecture, they should be penalized with that particular level. Okay. Next is the cloud broker. A cloud broker as an entity manages the use, performance. हाँ बोलो.
Sir, we can see you.
और next slide is not visible to you. Okay, फिर से शायद connection चला गया. Just a minute. हाँ, फिर connection चला गया. Or you can write it down. I am dictating. You please write it down. By this time, let the connection comes. So, a cloud broker as an entity, write it down. A cloud broker as an entity that manages the use, performance and delivery of cloud services and negotiates the relationship between the cloud consumers and the cloud service providers. Shall I repeat it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So a
sir.
cloud broker as an entity that manages Can you hear me, student?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. A cloud broker as an entity that manages the use, performance and delivery of cloud services. Use, performance and delivery of cloud services and negotiates relationship between cloud service providers and cloud consumer. Negotiate the relationship between cloud providers and cloud consumers. So here, if it is visible to you right now, you can write it down. So each of the entities and actors are very, very important. So have you noted it down, student? Shall I move?
Yes, sir.
Next is your cloud carrier. A cloud carrier acts as a mediator. Cloud carrier means who is providing you the cloud services. Only the internet is the backbone. अगर internet नहीं रहा तो cloud भी नहीं रहेगा, है ना? So the cloud carrier is basically your backbone network connectivity. Okay, so cloud carrier acts as a mediator which provides connectivity and transport cloud services between cloud consumers and cloud providers. Cloud carrier provide access to consumers from the cloud service provider through network. So cloud carrier acts as a mediator which provides connectivity and transport cloud services between the cloud consumers and the cloud providers. Next is the cloud carrier provide access to cloud consumers from the cloud service provider through the network connectivity. Okay, so let me check the what are the actors we have completed and what are left. Yeah. Is it visible to you, students, the entire CCR architecture? Or still again the network has gone? Let me check with the network. No, network is there. But CCR architecture is not visible to you. Anyway, just go through your CCR architecture. You can see that the first column, the cloud consumer, cloud auditor, cloud broker, we have briefly discussed again, as well as the cloud carrier also. The next part is our cloud orchestrator, where orchestration services, where the service layer is there, restoration and abstraction and control layer is there, and physical resource layer is there. Okay, so this part we'll discuss in the next class. Actually, CCRA architecture, we need to discuss it thoroughly. All the actors, there are actually total 95 actors are there. We have discussed only 10 to 15 actors. Rest of the actors, these are very important. So you need to go through all the actors and their features and their functionality very minutely. That case you will understand the entire cloud service cloud computing reference architecture. That is the backbone of your subject, that is cloud computing architecture and deployment model. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask me any type of